get right to it again. I'll keep this nice and quick. I appreciate your time.
And no worries.
All right. Well, obviously we're here just trying to talk to people here in our community after the Derek Chauvin guilty verdict. I'm curious, where were you and what was your initial reaction?
I was driving down the street. I had just left the church, as a matter of fact, and I stopped at the store. Someone said, "Hey, did you hear the verdict?" White lady. And I said, "No, I haven't heard it yet." And she said, "Hey, guilty on all counts." And I said, "Oh, okay." She was very happy. And so to answer your question, I was walking in the store, just had finished driving.
So you didn't make a point to watch it or to be anywhere in particular when that moment came?
No, because I was reluctant.
Really? Why?
Yeah, things happen.
So you weren't confident that it was going to come down this way?
No, I wasn't, to be honest with you. No, I wasn't. I as I watched the trial, and the commentators would say all they need to do is convince one person, just one. And I remember the in my activities here in Spokane, I remember the William Poindexter verdict, and 12 people thought it was okay, for someone to be shot in the back from 30 feet away. So yeah, and with our history as a people, we've seen justice perverted many times. So was I confident? No, not at all. Ecstatic, very happy when I heard the verdict, but confident in that verdict? No. Sad commentary, isn't it?
It is. It makes me sad, but I do understand and recognize that is the reality for so many people and so many communities. I'm curious also, this didn't happen here in Spokane. This happened half a country away. But what do you see as maybe the ripple effect in this case and the change that it could affect even here locally?
Well, more police accountability. Back to where we were talking about earlier, more police accountability to answer your question, that hopefully it will send a message that if you do something like that, you will be held accountable. But again, just that thought that it took video. If there were not video of that, we might be talking about something else here. So,
are you confident that change will come of this, or do you worry that it will still happen, that there will be more cases that may not have video evidence?
Am I confident that change will come? Yes. Very slow process, though. Gosh, oh Lord, as a pastor, my cries, my prayers go up to God. It's like, how long? But then again, someone in the Old Testament was asking, oh Lord, how long? Change will come. Yes, it will. What was the other part to your question? I forgot.
Well, I'm just curious if you're confident that it will happen, or if we might temporarily make some of those changes, and then the next time something like this happens and there doesn't happen to be cell phone video of it, that we're back where we started.
Well, interesting question. Because the name now is Dante Walker in Minnesota, 10 miles away from where this happened. There was a young man, 17 years old, killed in Knoxville, Tennessee. Can't recall his name right now, but yeah, I mean, I saw on the news a bunch of policemen stopped a group of young Black men that were riding bicycles and held them for a while until it was proven that it was their bicycle. So, it's just, we've just got a long way to go as a society, but will change come? Yeah, it will. Yeah, yes, it will.
How do we in this country kind of keep moving forward in this quest for racial justice, especially as it pertains to policing? How do we kind of capture this moment and keep that forward momentum going?
You have to do the right thing. Honestly, you have to do the right thing. For example, with George Floyd, with this trial here, was the guy who was kneeling on George Floyd, was he convicted? Yes. But there were 3 other officers that are coming to trial here in the next few months. And they stood there. They stood there while this happened. You know, police union didn't want to get involved, were afraid to say something. It doesn't really matter. They had to do the right thing. Somebody, couldn't one of them say, hey, bruh, come on, man. Come on. So to answer your question, we just have to find the courage to do what we know inside of us is right and stop this nonsense. That's my answer.
What are your hopes here in our community in Spokane, Washington, to take away from today's verdict?
I'm not an adversary of the police. My hope is that somehow we the people who empower the police to watch over us and to serve and to protect will tell them and to make it plain that things like this will never be allowed to happen, or we will not put up with those type, activities here in this city and go forward. I mean, the police serve, they have a role to serve. We want them to do that, but things like that, unacceptable. And we just have to stand firm on that. That's unacceptable. Respect for the citizens, do your job in the manner in which you're supposed to do it. Let's go forward together as a community because we need you. We need each other. Does that make sense? We need
Absolutely.
each other. And so let's work together to stamp out all this nonsense and so forth and so on. Let's go forward as a community. I love Spokane. So I think we'll get there. Yeah, I'm confident we'll get there.
Very good. Reverend, I really appreciate your time. Will you just do me a favor? Say and spell your name and your position there and your church. Come on.
Stop it. My name is Walter, W-A-L-T-E-R, Kendricks, K-E-N-D-R-I-C-K-S, and I have the extreme honor of being pastor of the Morning Star Missionary Baptist Church of Spokane, Washington, and I am vice chair of the board, the Carl Maxey Center. So
excellent. I sure appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Have a good night.
See ya. Hey,
Bye-bye.
You too, love. Thank you. All right,
Thank
see you.
you.
All right, see you.